Well, it's turbo modified. I mean, we're running carburetors. So I don't know if advancement in technology is something that applies to it.
Hopefully nothing changes, but I would imagine that people, little by little, they're going to want stuff changed. But if you look at what's happened on the asphalt stuff, most of the dirt cars that are around now came from the asphalt, and asphalt cars is way cost prohibitive for gone crazy, and I hope that doesn't happen to us.
Depends on the road package, probably. Like, how far are they going to want to go? The curve they're going right now, it's going to be out of hand. And the class might die. You know what I mean? It's going to let the average guy not be able to afford. When I first started, I was just young. In my 20s, I was able to work and buy a car and do it on my own. But the class will probably, they got to change it up, make it more affordable, or it's not heading in the right direction.
And that happens all the time. They do it all the time. They'll just keep adding and adding and adding, and then the class finally dies.
People can't afford it.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to answer that one. 10 years, I don't know if we'll have electric stuff going on. Yeah. If not, it's gonna be more motor options. It'll be the same structure. It'll just be different motor options for similar to the Sportsman. Everybody will be on the same economic motor and stuff like that.
Well, even since when I was a kid, when I first started coming to the track, I'm 39 now, and even 19 years ago, when I was 20 or 19, you could tell they weren't as fast as fast as they are now. And I mean, safety. The safety is a huge thing. I noticed even in the last 8 years, how you can get the basic safety gear to making sure you're really safe, right?
Unfortunately, I think with our class, we're going to lose most of our Mustangs and Volkswagens, and everything's going to change.
Yeah.
We're going to have newer cars and something a little bit different, unfortunately.
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be pretty much dirt late models again, or pro stocks like they did 15 years ago, and they went back to the bone stock, street stock style. Chassis technology is getting crazy. Like, I'm good friends with Mike McCall from McCall Racing. My car's been on the pull down rig. They use that for super late models and Pinty's cars. The technology and everything's in advance to the point where it's not gonna stop. Yeah. The problem is we're running out of parts. We have to run stock spindle, stock trailing arm or control arm, stock rear end still, and it's getting complicated. They get GM 7.5s, GM 10 bolts.
Yeah.
They're 30 years old. Some of them are 35, 40, and they're rotten.
Yeah. So, no, I think it'll be interesting to see what they allow as far as the dampers go, because there's a lot of advancements in the suspensions that's happening right now, and it'll be interesting to see what floods into the category that way. If they allow ECUs, and then if they allow ECUs, then what controls you have over the suspension and your throttle curves and things like that. That is where I imagine it will go, because it's just going to be, eventually it'll be a cost saver to run an ECU versus running old technology again. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. That's where I think they'll go with it.
Honestly, I don't see it getting too much more crazy, other than, they're probably going to open it up to an LS base, like a 5.3 wrecking year motor or something. Kind of what they're doing with the crate program anyways, so it's pretty much a standard small block Chevy with a truck. So, other than that, I think they're going to keep it pretty tight. There's not too many big changes out there that I can see.
They keep doing what they're doing with the modifieds. I don't know if it'll exist in 10 years.
Well, 10 years from now, our cars are, 30 to 40 years old for the Mustangs. I'd like to hope they'll just keep going. Obviously, they're going to allow more faster, and cars that are newer, new suspensions and stuff probably will outrun us even more than we're run now. 10 years from now, there's still going to be Mustangs flying around the pack. Whether we're competitive, at what cost? Don't know. It's already, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times as much to buy parts for our cars as it is some of the other cars in the class.
Definitely going to be, I would say, into the 90s and 2000s style cars by then, because
what we race now is the Camaros are hard to find. Even the metric cars, it's going to be obsolete unless you start building your own stuff, right?
Yeah. I think classic will look totally different in 10 years. It's going to look, obviously with cars, just the newer cars in our class now dominating. The cars that are, now at this point in time are going to be reasonably priced. In 10 years from now, to be able to run 200-300 horse out of a stock 4-cylinder car. So in like 10 years, I think our class is going to be like a street stock class. That's what I think. I think there's going to be so much more power and the suspension advancement will be able to put the power down. Was it not deal with 30-year-old Mustangs that you get a hot to find parts for, and everybody wants $250,000 for a freaking rusted out Fox body.